welcome back to 417 Fox. On today's video, we're going to go through some big updates that we're going to be doing on the channel, some major upgrades to the 417 Fox. We'll discuss all of those and I'll show you what some of them are. We'll also talk a little bit about Peyton's car. Also, right behind the camera is the 57 Chevy that is on the lift. I know a lot of you guys have asked about what's going on with that car, kind of let you know what's going on with that. That's also kind of held up the progress on these cars. Got a ton of stuff going on, guys. We're going to have some great content coming. Stick around, you're going to want to see what we're doing to this car. Guys, let's get started off with the 86 GT that's going to be Peyton's car. This is a very solid car that we're going to end up painting at some point, but the car looks just fine as it is. Right now our issue with this car is it has a Vortech fuel injection system on it that really won't stay running. I really haven't had a chance to even work on it yet, but guys, here's kind of what's going on with the car, and down in the comments if you'll kind of let me know what should I look at next. Everything seems to be hooked up and operating properly. I've drained the gas, put fresh gas in it, but the car will really only start if you use starting fluid. Then it dies very easily, especially after it gets up to temperature. So I don't know what's going on with it, if it needs like a master reboot on the Vortech. I have no clue about those systems. To be honest with you, I'm ready to just get rid of it and either go back with like a GT40 Explorer intake and with 42-pound injectors and change the fuel management system and do away with all that, or go carbureted. I am not a big fan of going carbureted on a fuel injected car, although that would be the easiest route. So you guys let me know what you think, and I'll kind of show you what's going on with this car, and then we'll get to the 417 Fox. So you guys can see I've got the intake disconnected. There's your Vortech fuel system. We've got an old school power dyne on here. You got your Summit ignition module, and other than that, guys, I don't have a clue about this system. I really don't. I don't even know where to start. So any of you guys that are Vortech experts, let me know kind of where I should start. Like I said, it takes ether to get this thing started. Maybe the last time I tried to start it, I couldn't even get it started. So I don't know what's going on. It's getting fuel pump's working. I don't know. I'm assuming it's some type of tune issue or some type of sensor issue, but I am not an expert on this kind of stuff, guys. I'm more of a bolt-on kind of guy, and if I can start from the beginning on a project, I'm not very good at coming in behind somebody else's project and trying to work it backwards to diagnose it. Let me know what you guys think, but I can't wait to get this car running so we can get this car out and have some fun with it. And guys, so here's the car that is consuming a large amount of my time. This is a car that if you've missed those videos, you want to go ahead and click this card down. I'm going to be putting some more content out on this. And guys, I'm a car lover. It ain't got nothing to do about all Fords. Yes, I'm a Mustang guy first. I'm a Ford guy first. But who doesn't love a 57 Chevy? Now, the story behind this car is something that will be revealed when we get finished with all of these videos on this car. Something very special is going to happen at the end. So what I've done with this car so far is actually taken two cars. I took a four-door donor car with a good frame and a good engine and drivetrain and all that, and actually restored that. As you guys can see, all that has been restored underneath. I pulled the motor apart, cleaned it up, regasketed, put a new Holley 650 and 4-barrel intake. It used to have a 2-barrel intake. Been doing some metal work. As you guys can see, I put this new lower door bottom on here and been welding all this. Actually, I finished that this morning. I got the other door to still do, and then I got to do the outer skin bottom on the door. Got a little bit of rust to fix in the car, But guys, we're getting kind of close to where I'm really going to start hammering down on the body work on this car. We'll be putting more videos on this out there soon, so hopefully you guys stay tuned and watch the progress on this car. It's going to be an awesome build. Now, what are we going to do with this car? I have struggled for a long time on deciding what I want to do with this car. And I went back and forth, and I really, for a while, I wanted to do a coyote swap on the car. And that's still in the cards, but in the future. I want this car to still be very streetable. I watched one of Brutal's live streams the other night, and he had a really good point. How much power is too much power? And a lot of guys will say, oh, you can't have too much power. Well, depends on what you're doing with your car. But in my instance, with a car like this, it's a lot of fun just as it is. With the mods this car has on it right now, I'm going to say it's somewhere between 260 and 280 horsepower. It's got an F-cam. It still has 19-pound injectors, GT40 tubular, upper and lower, and it has GT40 3-bar heads, gears, full exhaust, shorty headers. And that's about it. Now, it livens these motors a lot with those modifications, but from the factory, this car was only 225 horsepower. So it's pretty safe to assume with what I've done to this car, it's probably about 50 horsepower more, which is substantial. And these cars are a lot of fun at 250 horsepower, heck, even 225 horsepower, because they're light and they're just a lot of fun to drive. Now, when you get one of these cars, if it's not done right, exactly what Brutal was saying, it's not fun if you get too much horsepower in one of these cars. Then it becomes just a drag car. But I want my car to be a streetable car. That's really why I lean towards going with a coyote swap, guys. I think I could do a coyote swap, but I'm not sure if I want to dive into that just yet. So what I've done, my good buddy hooked me up with a really good deal on something I'm going to show you guys over there on the work table. And this is something we're going to install on the channel. So guys, as we were talking about, a good streetable Foxbody, in my opinion, this is my opinion. Now there's a lot of guys that are going to disagree with me, and that's okay. But a pushrod engine that is a very streetable motor, in my opinion, is that, 350, maybe up to 500 horsepower. When I drove Matt's Cowboy GT, oh my gosh, that car was insane. That car could get away from you so easily. So what I'm going to do to the 417 Fox is I'm going to put a Vortech V1 SI supercharger on it. So here's the kit. Now guys, I bought this kit used. Now actually most of this has never been installed, so all this stuff actually never been installed. The actual head unit remanufactured from Vortech with an upgraded fan for more boost. Now we're not sure what kind of boost we're going to run on this yet, because I'm going to be pretty conservative on my car, but I'm going to say somewhere between 10 and 12 psi. I may keep it at 8. We'll have to see. I got to check pulley size. Everything else is pretty much ready to go. We actually have 2 intake pipes or power pipes. So this is the one I'm probably going to use, and the reason why is we'll do an upcoming how-to video. We're going to polish this, because why wouldn't we want to polish this to match that polished GT40 tubular intake? So we'll polish the power pipe, we'll get this head unit, we're going to polish it, and that's going to really look nice in there. The only other couple of things that I'm going to need that I haven't purchased yet, I'm going to need like probably need an AFR gauge, boost gauge, just to kind of watch the fuel management, and also for fuel management and engine management, we got a Mega Squirt 2. Now I know some guys aren't big on these. I know this is what Brutal's running in his car. Matter of fact, I think he's getting ready to switch over to the Holly just for the support. But I know a company here that can tune with these, and of course these are self-tunable. Now with the level of power my car will make, this may be something I can tune myself, because we're not going to be getting crazy. Guys, I also picked up some 42-pound injectors. So I've got my 42-pound injectors, I've got my Mega Squirt 2, I've got the head, I've got the kit. So the only other thing I really need is we're going to need to have, say, an AFR gauge. Also would like to have a boost gauge, We're probably going to need a boost controller on here. I see we've got the blow-off valve. Probably have to have a boost controller on here, and then I may change. I don't think you have to, but I may change the fuel regulator and also put a gauge out here on that so I can monitor that. And then we of course need to put like a 255 fuel pump in here. So really, I pretty much got everything that we need, guys. Just probably a couple of miscellaneous things that I don't have here. So I'm excited. But step one is we got to do a how-to video on how to polish this head unit. I'm looking forward to showing you guys that video. Well, boys, it's now time to wrap this video up. Not a real long video, just wanted to give you an update of everything that's going on. I appreciate all the continued support for the channel, and I really means a lot to me and my family. Also, guys, let me know in the comments of what you think this car will make horsepower-wise with this setup. For now, we're going to see you on the next one.